Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. This is Monique J, also known as Moe the Tax Pro. I wanted to come on this morning because, as you know, there has been a lot of things, updates and changes. I hope it's not jumping for you all like it's jumping for me. Um, there has been some updates and changes to several things over Friday between Thursday and today regarding stimulus check payments as well as the PPP program for, am I skipping? If anybody's watching, is the video skipping? I don't know. Skipping for me, it's weird. All right, it's nothing I can do. Hopefully it's a straight video. But as well as the PPP. So first I'm going to touch on the update to the stimulus check because I know there are people who still have not received your stimulus payment. Here is the thing. If you were not a straight direct deposit refund person, where it means you got your deposit or your refund direct deposit straight from the IRS, or you use the tax professional, this is going to drive me crazy the way this camera is. Or from your tax professional and it didn't get straight direct deposit in that instance, say you're someone who got a debit card, a check mailed, or you had your refund on a prepaid card and you haven't received your refund yet, even though you went into the link that I provided and updated or put in your direct deposit information, you filed 2019 and you still have not received your stimulus payment, basically, or you're on Social Security, Social Security disability, and you haven't received a stimulus payment and you have not been claimed on someone else's tax return, they have another round or another batch of payments that are coming out this week. They will start, excuse me, they will start delivering those payments on Wednesday. And they are going to deliver them on Wednesday. And I know they're planning to send out some more on the 30th. And now, as of today's updates, they will be basically, if you still have not received your direct deposit in these two batches, they're planning and their goal is to every Wednesday of the week send out more direct deposits. So that basically means as they take care of people and they get people taken care of, then you're just moving up the list, and you will be in either this is technically considered the second round of payments. So you will be either in the third, fourth round, but the goal is to every week on Wednesday for those who are getting direct deposits. For those who are will be receiving a check. Those checks will begin to be mailed out. I think it's in the first week of May. And just like they do the direct deposits, that's generally what they do with the mail checks. I am going to really have to stop this. Morning, Dobie. Dobie, can you tell me if this camera is jumping or am I like straight? Can you please tell me that because it's jumping from my view. And if anybody knows me, like stuff not working right and not looking right, it just don't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me. So can you please tell me if this is skipping or jumping or something? I guess it's the video KBS, and it's probably the internet. I don't know. It's straight. Okay. All right. So I wanted to so basically, even if you're a mail person, and I'll just tell you just from my experience in doing this for years, they are going to, even with the mail checks, they do it weekly. So they will probably continue. That's why they said it could possibly be mailing out through August. And that's because they do a batch, they send them all out that week. Usually it's on Friday. They haven't given a date yet, or for the stimulus. I know for the refunds, it's usually on Friday. So if you're a mail person, just expect that. Don't for those of you who your tax professionals did not I'm going to say didn't think about you enough to even let you know why Good morning, Sora Jamie. Didn't let you know why you had not received a stimulus check yet, and you knew, oh, I had a prepaid card, or I used a Walmart card, or I used a bigger name company card, and you haven't received your stimulus. The reason is because anybody who received their refund via those methods, you were not going to, because your stimulus check is not your tax refund. It is illegal for any of the tax professional banks, as well as the debit cards that they give to intercept or touch your stimulus. They cannot touch your stimulus. So if by accident the IRS still released it to those cards, what happened was it was automatically rejected and sent right back to the IRS, and then it was converted to either, if you went in and put your information in for direct deposit, the IRS will see that, and then they convert it and they'll direct deposit. If they don't see that in time, they're going to just mail it out to you to the address that is on your most recent tax return. I need you guys to understand, it's the address that's on your most recent tax return. If you are a client of the 19 Group Incorporated, aka Monique J, a copy of your tax return is in your email right now from Tax Status Now. There is not anyone who has not received a copy of their tax return. If you need to go look on that tax return. If you have not received your stimulus payment yet, look and verify that the address that is on there, which is the most recent address update that you've given me, matches the address that you live at now. If you are not at that address, you need to go onto irs.gov and fill out a change of address form, and you need to mail it in. No other way. You can't do it online or anything like that, but you need to mail it in, because I know some people might say, oh, well, I have a forwarding in. They are not forwarding government checks. Just think about that. Anybody could go in and put a forwarding address in for you and get your money. So they're not going to forward a IRS government check. It will go back to them. And then that is why you always hear people saying about there's unclaimed money, or them always advertising there's unclaimed refunds, there's unclaimed, because those are the instances that call for unclaimed funds. Because if it goes to an address and that is no longer that person's address, it goes back to the IRS. They don't have any information on where to send you your money, so it just sits there. And you won't get it until you either go in and claim it and have it sent to you then, or like now in this instance, if you hurry up and go in and fill out a change of address form and submit it, you may catch it before it has come back to them, or before, now I'm gonna say before it's come back to them, before it's actually mailed out, so that it's mailed out to the proper address from the start. Um, I know a lot of people like, well, what if I wanted direct deposited? I'll be honest with you, you can go in. That site has not been working properly. It has been saying a bunch of errors. You keep trying, eventually it's going to work. I mean, that's what you get when you throw together a site to deal with over 10 million people in a period of a week. They're going to constantly have to be updated. So you can go in and attempt to put your direct deposit information in, but I understand it's only going to take your direct deposit information if you have filed up to a 2019 tax return. Even if you're not due a refund for 2019, once you file that 2019, once it has been accepted, and once it doesn't have to be totally processed, but they need to see that it is in the system in order for you to put in direct deposit information. If they do not allow you to put direct deposit information in, it would be my advice to go ahead. If you don't live at the current address that's on your tax return, it would be my advice that you go in and do a change of address and hurry up and get it mailed out. Because by the time they allow you to get in and put direct deposit, they may have already been to the point where they're going to mail you a check. Okay, so just wanted to give that update. So that is going to be for anyone who updated their direct deposit information on the website. You had to have done it by April 22nd. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you did not do it and update that information by April 22nd, then that direct deposit information did not go in and go through in order to be in the second round or second batch of direct deposits. If you updated your direct deposit information after April 22nd, there is an extreme possibility that you will not be getting your stimulus payment this week. Not that you won't be getting it, you're just not going to get it this week. So understand that. That is, if you went into the link that I know I've posted and that I've sent to my clients to update your direct deposit information, if you did it prior to April 22nd, you have not received your direct deposit yet. It is a 99% possibility that you are going to be in this second round and receive your direct deposit of your stimulus check. You did it after, you will probably be in the following rounds that are weekly. Understand that. So does anybody have any questions regarding the stimulus payments? And like I said, so that's going to be for those people who updated their information on that link. That is going to be for people who receive Social Security or Social Security disability, who are getting checks. Those are all starting to go out this week in this second round. But understand, people who are on Social Security and Social Security disability, you will not get a check if you are claimed on someone else's tax return. For persons who did the non-filers, if you completed the non-filers paperwork and they said that you qualify for a check or a stimulus payment, then it should either be coming out in the second round or third round. If they said you're filed and you're in for a stimulus. I know most of the people, a lot of the time they were saying just file a zero tax due tax return in order to put you in the system. But even with you guys who are non-filers, if you allowed someone else to claim you on their tax return, there is no need for you to do a non-filers because you're not going to get a stimulus payment. No one 17 years of age or older who has been claimed on someone else's tax return as a dependent will receive a stimulus check. I hope that's clear for everybody. Nobody. If you were claimed on someone else's tax return and you're 17 years or older, no one will get a stimulus check. Now, I also wanted to touch on, I know a lot of people are putting out here and posting, oh yeah, they got another, we're getting another, we're going to be getting $2,000 a month, or we're going to understand, guys, I want you all to understand this. There's a difference in a proposed law and a accepted, approved, voted on, signed into law. Those things are being proposed by different senators, just to basically kind of come up with another stimulus package for individuals. Those are proposed. Those are not guaranteed. So I think it's one talking about $2,000 a month for everybody 16 years of age or older for 12 months, or mortgage and rent forgiveness for 12 months. I know that was another one. All of those are proposed. Y'all, I'm just gonna been living in this here United States for going on 50 years. I'm gonna be honest with you. The chances of that passing are very slim to none, especially the way that it's listed. You got to understand, they have to get the majority of the vote for it to pass. And that means bipartisan, which means Democrats and Republicans agreeing. And then it's signed by the president. I'm going to be honest. Just thinking that, oh, if you're 16 years old, the government just going to be giving you, should give you $2,000 a month for a year, because of this situation that has really, ravaged us. But it's going to be a period of maybe 3 to 4 months. Some people haven't not earned money at all because they weren't able to work from home. So I just don't think that they would get a bipartisan agreement for that. I'm going to be honest. I don't agree with it. That's my personal opinion. But so I just wanted to put that out there so that everybody, you're not sitting around waiting and waiting for your $2,000. It hasn't even been passed by the House, and it has not, and it probably won't. Not, I know that $2,000. If I'm wrong, hey, we all gonna rejoice, but just I don't think so. So don't get all excited. Don't be thinking you wait know when our check's gonna be coming, because it ain't even passed. It's a proposal. It's a difference in a proposal and something that passed and now is signed as a new law or amendment or whatever they want to call it for the package program. Okay, I just wanted to come on that real quick because I've been hearing so many people talk about that, and I just wanted to make sure if you watch my videos, you are getting true, precise information and where you can make informed decisions and have informed conversations. Okay, so for those of my small business owners who are looking to get one of the PPP paycheck protection loans, okay, you know that it was funded. President Trump signed the additional funding of $310 billion to this program. He signed it. Everything was as law as of this past Friday. I was lucky. I talked to you guys about the calls that I be on with the White House African American liaison. So I was able. We did have another meeting last on Thursday, and so the information that I got today, especially for minority business owners, hairstylists, barbers, estheticians, all that, the suggestion from the man in the White House was, even if you have put in your paycheck protection application with your bank, because of course at first that was their suggestion. Put in your application with your bank because it's going to be easier, it's going to be faster, and the bank already knows you. Well, now what they're saying, especially based on everything that has happened with some bigger companies getting money that they technically shouldn't have gotten and things like that, they have now, and of course, those bigger companies probably bank with the bigger banks that a lot of us bank with, for example, Chase Bank of America, and a lot of people bank with those, which means they were bombarded with a lot of applications, as well as if they're bombarded with a lot of applications and they are funding the bigger companies that they feel like have more employees, the chances of a one person, a cosmetologist, needing whatever her money is, they're not going to get to it because in their mind, you can go and apply for unemployment and you will get accepted for unemployment. And in some instances, I'll be honest with you, the unemployment that you will receive will possibly be more than that paycheck protection loan. So if you have not been approved for that paycheck protection loan, if you have not received that paycheck protection loan, it is my advice that you go ahead and apply for unemployment. If your paycheck protection loan does get approved, because they are now opening everything back up today, and they are starting to fund or give approvals out. They will be doing it all week. They did allot 60, this is the tip I wanted to give. They allotted $60 billion of the money to go to small local banks and credit unions. So even if you're not a member or have an account at a small local bank in your area or credit union in your area, I would go to them and apply. Ask if they are processing, if they are doing the paycheck protection program. And if they are, I would apply there. The reason being, they're not going to have as many applications, which means they will get to you quicker. Now, of course, I'm giving this tip to everybody, and it was 800 people, 800 of us on that call. And I'm sure anybody who's in the profession that I am in is sharing it with those around them as well. But the tip that he suggested, and the reason why they allotted that to local banks and to credit unions is because they knew and they found out just through how fast the money went that a lot of minority owned businesses and minority people were not getting the paycheck protection. And so this way, and of course, even though I know we feel it's not fair, there are a few people in the White House looking out for you. So they made sure that in the new funding that was a requirement in order to allow us who and this is exactly what the words were, when we walk in a bank and when we ask for money, a lot of times they give us, first of all, they think we're not going to be able to pay it back. They don't believe our business is making what we say it makes. And they are just naturally profiling us to be a person that is not telling the truth and has bad credit and shouldn't get a loan. So that being the case, and because they are not supposed to be judging on any of those things for these paycheck protection loans or the SBA, yes, they're going to pull your credit, but they are not supposed to be denying you, because you as the person, you as the owner, you as the individual may not have perfect credit or even a 650, 600 credit score. This is not personal guarantee loans. They are not personal guarantees. As long as you can give them the paperwork that you are required to give, which is going to be their 941, a 944, or a 940 for 2019, you can show that you were handing out and working and in business as of February 15th, 2020, and send them your payroll register. And even those of you who are contractors and have 1099s, you in your tax return should have what's called a Schedule C, and that Schedule C is what you would send them. If you pay people as contractors, you should still have a payroll register of how much, showing what you paid each contractor. You can send that in along with, you're still able to file a 944 even if you did not withheld taxes from any of your contractors, because it is a report of the wages that you paid out. You are reporting your 1099 forms. So that is proof for the paycheck protection. For the economic injury disaster loan, right now, it's just straightforward. You need to know how much your company made, how many employees you have, and that's for the year of 2019. You go to SBA.gov to apply for that. But the paycheck protection, it is my advice, if you have not, and there are companies like, I know Square is processing. So if you have a use Square for your merchant services, log in to your Square and apply for the paycheck protection loan through there. What the guy did say is you can apply for it at several different places, because guess what? They know who you are. You're only going to get approved with one. But if you applied at a big bank and you're number 3,000, but you apply at a smaller bank and you're number 10, then you are going to increase your possibility of getting called for the paycheck protection loan, as opposed to waiting, oh, well, I already put in an application, but you're so far down on the list. So that is what he gave us instructions, that it is okay to apply for the paycheck protection program at more than one place. He actually advised it, and he added that if you went to some of the bigger banks and you bank with some of the bigger banks, he advised that you may go to your local mom and pop bank on the corner, because they are actually funding more of those in this, because they know that they can get it done and get the paperwork done faster and get this money out in 3 days like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be handled and you funded in no more than 3 to 5 days after your application has been processed. Does anybody who's watching have any questions? I can't see comments. Oops. So if you, I mean, I'm sorry, I can't see comments. I don't see any now. So does anybody have any questions regarding the information that I gave regarding the paycheck protection, the stimulus, and the SBA loans? Okay. So I'll ask this every time that you share my videos, because there are people out here who, do business with people who do not really consider them after they've been paid for their services. So I would love to be able to educate people to prevent them in this already stressful time from having additional stress, because they don't know what's going on. They don't know if their business is going to be able to get money. They don't know other ways to try to get their business money. They don't know if they're going to get their stimulus check. They don't know where their stimulus check is. All of those things, if I can help lighten that load just because I have that information, I'm not only trying to share it with my clients, I want to share with those who need the information. Okay, so if you are watching this video or you watch this video, please feel free to share. I'd appreciate if you share, of course, because ways to contact me are in the in the video title, and it can potentially bring me more business, more clients, or coaching, or all the different things. I can just help people with my services. And of course, if I'm helping and it's not doing something that I'm doing as a volunteer, of course it's just my way of living. So in the end, I just definitely want to make sure that people are given, especially people who are generally the underserved or the last to find out the information, get it just as soon as everybody else gets it. And you can put yourself in the space of benefiting, because you find out on time and before time as opposed to after time. Okay, so again, I want to thank you all, everyone, for watching the video. As always, it has been brought to you by 66cbd.com. 66cbd is a premium top quality CBD company, promoting and providing all forms of products that are infused with premium CBD in order to promote natural healing and good feelings. As well as, of course, I am Monique J, aka Moe the Tax Pro of the 19 Group Incorporated. And I hope that the information that is provided to you today served you from the purpose that it came from, which is a good place, and it helped you to be successful in whichever way that you use the information. All right, God bless you all, and I will see you next time. Have a great rest of the day.